Previously, Batman and the Turtles realize their world is a fake reality, built by Krang using the Anti-Monitor's helmet. As their true memories return and the universe destabilizes, they turn to Shredder for help to undo it. Today's story begins with a red storm churning over New Gotham. A Smile Clan henchman dangles upside down from a spinning target board, begging for mercy. He had come only to deliver a message, but Joker wasn't hearing it. Knives whistled past his head as Joker demanded clarity. 3 weapon depots gone offline, emptied and burning. Joker cursed Batman and the Turtles, but the henchman corrected him. A message had been left. The foot is rising. The Shredder has returned. Joker grabbed him, baffled. What the hell is the Shredder? Elsewhere, on a rooftop, Shredder stood above newly restored foot soldiers, shedding their Smile Clan masks. When he asked who they served, they answered as one, Master Shredder. He ordered them to rejoin the others. Shredder sensed watchers in the dark. He spoke into the shadows, reminding them he had honored their temporary alliance, killed no one, but wouldn't tolerate being pushed. Across the gap, Batman and the Turtles revealed themselves. Raphael explained that each foot soldier Shredder restored weakened Krang's hold, but some people, like Joker, mattered more. Batman insisted they needed Joker to remember who he truly was. Shredder dismissed that. He'd rather slit the clown's throat and reclaim what was his. Mikey recoiled. Donnie admitted the more he remembered Shredder, the less good he felt about reviving him. Mikey suggested knocking Shredder unconscious and pretending none of this happened. But Batman said their work wasn't finished. Shredder agreed, but meant something bloodier. Leonardo reminded him the world had been deliberately broken and needed to be fixed. When Shredder challenged Batman about unleashing Joker again, Batman answered that he knew what needed to happen, and where. Joker raged from another rooftop, furious at Krang for promising him a world while his assets burned. Krang's enormous hologram appeared, threatening to replace him with any number of villains if he became inconvenient. Joker told him to either kill him or give him what he needed. Krang handed him a mother box, the device Raphael once carried. With it, Joker could summon the Ultra-Technodrome's armies. Krang also revealed unfinished business, core players who could still be killed. Joker leaned in. I'm listening. At New Gotham PD, officers scrambled over another burning warehouse. Jim Gordon disliked the idea of trading one devil for another. He called Casey Jones to investigate, until April O'Neil barged in with a duffel bag, asking to borrow him. Down the stairs, Casey warned her the floor was restricted. April shoved the bag at him as a mysterious clicking echoed. She fled, leaving Casey with his old gear inside. He looks inside and mutters, "Oh hell." Chaos erupts as Joker breaks into the station, killing officers with flying knives. He demanded Casey's location, until the Turtles burst in, declaring he wouldn't get him. Joker taunted their new look. Amused, they thought they'd stepped out of Batman's shadow. The fight breaks out. Donnie warns Joker Krang was lying to him. Joker didn't care. Krang had promised him everything. He seized Michelangelo with a sword at his throat, threatening to kill him unless they surrendered Casey. Mikey groaned. Joker sniffed him, and deadpanned that pepperoni didn't calm him down. Then a voice arrived. You want Casey? You got him. Casey slammed Joker with a hockey stick. Goon Gala. Mikey welcomed him. Casey wondered if any of this would make sense. Raphael says, kinda sorta. Joker lunges again, but Leo mocked him for thinking he was still the top ninja. Mikey and Donnie piled on, and Donnie activated a TV feed showing Shredder declaring the Foot Clan's rise. Joker screamed and vanished in smoke. As smoke cleared and Jim Gordon appeared, Leo tells Donnie to use the hologram. A holographic Batman told him something big was coming, and he needed to keep the people safe. Jim remembered everything: dimensions, robots, migraines, and asked where Batman planned to lure the Joker. The answer horrified him: Ace Chemicals. At Ace Chemical, Splinter and Batman stood over the fats. Batman admitted he had wished for years he could undo what happened here. Splinter reminded him the monster had always been inside. Batman confessed there was still something important missing in his memory, the boy he kept seeing. He realized the boy was himself. Before Splinter could answer, Alfred warned him Joker was approaching. Joker stormed inside, ignoring Harley's warning that Shredder worked with Batman. Shredder taunted him from above as Batman told Alfred and April to clear the line. Joker lunged with a katana, and Batman dropped between them. Batman begged Joker to take his hand and remember. Joker refused, hurled explosives, and fell as the railing gave way. Batman caught him. Joker resisted the memories, heard laughter, and panicked. Then he stabbed Batman, falling into the chemicals below, just like before. The others rushed in. Shredder said it was time to face Krang. Batman said there was still more to repair. He turned to Harley. Did she remember? She admitted that was a big question. Then her memories slammed back. She declared she would rather take a cot in Arkham than a crisis. But she worried for Mr. J. Suddenly, laughter filled the factory. Joker rose atop the fat, mask falling away. Memories worth 2 lifetimes flooded him, enough to drive anyone mad, he joked. Batman called his name. Joker embraced chaos instead. He activated the mother box. A boom tube opened. Hordes of Krang soldiers poured through. Joker cackled. You didn't really think I was going to help, did you? Joker's laughter echoed through ace chemicals as the boom tube head opened, spewed more of Krang soldiers into the factory. Batman, the Turtles, and Shredder crashed into them instantly. Raphael shouted that the numbers were overwhelming, and Donatello warned that unless they shut down the gate, the invasion would never stop. Mikey smashed a robot and instantly regretted it as one of his nunchucks split in half. Batman dropped beside him and handed him a handful of taserangs, high-voltage shuriken designed to fry circuitry. Mikey lit up with excitement and hurled them, shouting, "Eat taserangs, robo-jerks," as clusters of Krang soldiers sparked and fell. Donatello insisted they needed the mother box Joker was holding if they wanted any chance of closing the portal. Raphael objected, reminding everyone the other Raphael was still trapped on the far side. Leonardo countered that they had to go through regardless. This was the only path forward. Batman told them to contain the battlefield. He was going for Joker himself. However, Joker watched the chaos with delighted disbelief. Batman appeared behind him and reached for the mother box. Joker slashed with a knife, trying to keep the device away. Batman pressed that Krang was trying to seize control of the multiverse itself. This wasn't a game. Joker screamed that he didn't care about anyone's multiverse. He only cared about ruining Batman's life. Batman struck him hard, tore the mother box from his grip, and hurled it down to Donatello. Joker then whispered a taunt referencing a crowbar and the whole family, freezing Batman in place as old trauma surged back. Flashes of Jason Todd, the warehouse, and the blood-stained crowbar ripped through Batman's mind. He muttered the name Jason as Leonardo tried to reach him. Batman insisted something inside him still wasn't right, and they couldn't win like this. Looking shocked and scared, Batman fired his grapnel and launched away from the battlefield. Raphael yelled in disbelief. Donatello explained that the merged world was destabilizing as memories returned, and if Batman broke open one more fracture elsewhere, it could help separate the worlds again. Splinter landed beside Shredder and told the Turtles they had to cross into Krang's domain to free their world. Splinter and Shredder exchanged a tense acknowledgement before Splinter dives deep into the fight. Splinter and Shredder tears through Krang soldiers with brutal efficiency. Splinter explained that his sons were heading to Krang's ship to end this crisis, while Shredder and the Foot must hold this world long enough to prevent Krang from seizing control. Their own final battle, Splinter said, belonged to their world, not Krang's. Then he rushed off. There was somewhere else he needed to be. Casey arrived, calling for Splinter. Splinter sprinted past him. He had to reach his wayward son. Shredder grabbed Casey and told him there was work to be done. Donatello tinkered with the mother box and asked if everyone was ready. Raphael grumbled but agreed a turtle had to do what a turtle had to do. Mikey pointed out the impossibility of holding back so many robots, until Shredder simply declared an army, yes. "You are quite right, Michelangelo," and signaled the Foot. The Foot clan dropped from the rooftops like a tidal wave. Donnie opened the portal. Leo ordered the jump on a countdown, and Turtles dove through. Mikey screamed "Cowabunga" as the world warped around them. Inside the Ultra-Technodrome, Krang exploded with fury. They should have been eliminated already. His soldiers reported the heroes were fighting together. Krang bellowed for more troops, ranting about traveling across Omniverse to construct his perfect multiverse. This invasion, he declared, was only phase 1. Hidden inside one of the towers, the Turtles crouched low. Leonardo muttered about Krang's love for hearing himself talk. Donatello noted that none of the tech here matched any known system. Krang must have upgraded everything using stolen parts from Batman's universe. Raphael proudly claimed he had a plan. Mikey mocked him immediately, joking about dying dramatically while spitting out one-liners. Donatello facepalmed, and Mikey defended his own comedic genius. Splinter, getting in the van, called out for Bruce. Batman answered over the comm. He hadn't run away. He was doing something necessary. "Look up," he said. The bat signal blazed across the sky. Alfred gasped, realizing he had forgotten it even existed in this fractured world. Batman stood beside the signal on a rooftop. When Alfred demanded why he had run, Batman answered simply, he hadn't run. He had been looking for help. Inside the Technodrome tower, Raphael rescued the Black and White Turtles. Black and White Raphael demanded to know why he was here. Raphael told him they'd save the arguing for later. The Donatellos compared each other curiously. The Mikeys panicked about telling themselves apart. The Leos bowed in unison. A violent rumbling shook the tower. Both Donatellos realized something else was happening, and someone else still needed rescuing. Splinter and Alfred reached Batman at the bat signal. Batman confessed that discovering the false family in this merged world had shaken him deeply. He felt like the real Batman might be doomed to loneliness. Alfred reminded him he was never alone. Batman said that was exactly why he turned on the signal. He was calling someone. The clouds split open, and the Ultra-Technodrome loomed overhead. Splinter said Krang had arrived to end the world. Batman stepped forward, returning the challenge. Alfred panicked about the three of them facing this alone, but Batman stepped aside, revealing the Bat family had assembled behind him. Inside the Technodrome, Krang prepared to annihilate New Gotham, then every city whose heroes still lived without their memories restored. He ordered the energy emitter readied. A soldier shouted that the tuning fork mechanism was malfunctioning. Krang roared when he realized the intruders were somewhere inside the tower. A voice crackled through Donatello's comm, asking whether he still had the teleportation device. Donnie recognized Batman's voice. Batman said he was patching in someone he trusted. Before instructions came through, Krang smashed open the tower wall, revealing the Turtles and the original Batman. Donnie, panicking but focused, activated the device. A boom tube erupted open. Batman, Nightwing, Red Hood, Team Drake, Batgirl, and Damian leapt through the portal into the Technodrome. Batman lifted his voice over the chaos. Bats and Turtles, everyone together. It's time to end this. Inside Ace Chemical, Casey and Shredder fought alongside the Foot Clan as Krang soldiers swarmed the factory. Casey admitted golf clubs weren't great against metal alien robots. He was losing ground. Shredder commanded him to fight to his last breath, to fight like the Foot Clan. A foot soldier confronted Joker, accusing him of twisting their minds. Harley yelled that it was their cue to run. The foot soldier swung, and the sword passed straight through Joker's body. Harley stared in disbelief. Joker blinked at the intangible blade and laughed. It's official. The universe has finally gone insane. Let's go see it for ourselves. Back in the Technodrome, all-out war erupted. The Turtles, the Bat family, and their black and white counterparts clashed with Krang's soldiers. Normal Batman shouted that the Earths were finally moving out of sync. The universes were separating. The original Batman said he had his back. Batgirl warned they needed to alert their allies on Earth quickly. Normal Raphael asked her to repeat things in English. Black and White Raphael mocked him, saying she was speaking English. Red Hood said he had plenty of explosives to spare for everyone. Normal Mikey said how he and Damian Wayne had a similar costume. Damian dismissed him. "You are nothing like me." The black and white Mikey challenged him to a contest. Mikey's versus Robin's. Most robots smashed. Normal Leo told them to stay focused. They were barely making a dent. Normal Donnie said all energy was flowing from Krang. Team Drake confirmed. If they stopped Krang, the whole system collapsed. Inside the Batmobile Turtle Van hybrid, Batgirl radioed in urgently. Everyone must get to territory belonging to their world, or risk being sliced between splitting dimensions. April realized Casey was in mortal danger. Ace Chemical belonged to Gotham. Alfred agreed it was serious. April pushed the van harder and tried calling Casey. He answered, until a Krang soldier smashed his radio. Casey groaned. Shredder asked what the allies said. Casey replied, they'd find out later. In the Technodrome, explosions blasted across Krang's armor. Krang roared. The suit was made of antimatter. Piercing it would create an explosion like an atom bomb, killing everyone except him. Red Robin confirmed the antimatter spikes. The black and white Donnie panicked. What were they supposed to do if they couldn't even pierce him? The original Batman dropped into the fight, saying they needed to focus their energy on the Crisis Tower. Normal Batman explained that destroying it would fully separate the universes and return each multiverse to its rightful shape. Batgirl warned that Krang's Ultra-Technodrome would be trapped in the middle, and possibly them too. Normal Batman accepted that they might die, but the multiverses would live. Black and white Donnie agreed to start working. Team Drake said they needed Krang distracted. Normal Mikey bragged about being great at distractions. Black and white Mikey insisted he was just as good, and reminded everyone the Mikeys were already beating the Robins in the robot contest. Red Robin protested that this wasn't a game. Inside the van, April begged Casey to respond. Splinter said they might not reach Ace Chemical before it vanished from Earth entirely. Inside the factory, Casey pointed to the walls warping. The worlds were splitting apart. The Turtles might win above, but he and Shredder were about to get caught between dimensions. Casey points towards the exit. They needed to fight their way out now. Back in the Technodrome, the heroes coordinated perfectly. Normal Ruff said backup like this was amazing. Extra hands always helped. The black and white Leo said brothers across universes were natural partners, though he couldn't say the same for Nightwing and Red Hood. Black and white Raph commented they clearly had their own issues. Nightwing said he wouldn't call Red Hood a natural partner. Red Hood reminded him he had almost killed him several times. Nightwing snapped back. At least he survived being Robin. Normal Raph deadpanned that there was definitely no resemblance. Damian warned that the spray devices they carried were highly pressurized and could explode. Normal Mikey told him to relax. Black and white Mikey added spray paint was spray paint. The two Mikeys swung past Krang's face, spraying his eyes. Normal Mikey says, now you see us? The black and white Mikey says, now you don't. Batgirl found the controls she needed. She could reopen the gates to the progenitor worlds. They had to send back the black and white Turtles home and the original Batman as well before the worlds fully split. Black and white Donnie said she sounded insane. Team Drake said Robin said crazier things. The original Batman looked around at the two families, the Bats and the Turtles. He told Normal Batman he had an incredible family. Normal Batman said when his memories returned, he feared losing the family he thought he had, but he realized the truth. He wasn't fighting only for vengeance. He was fighting for them, for family. Let's get you back to yours, he said. Below, April ran to the locked doors of Ace Chemical, terrified Casey would be sliced between dimensions. She pounded the door calling his name, and Casey grabbed her from behind. Shredder and the Foot Clan had welded the door shut before the factory could phase away, saving him, and then vanished. April asked about the fight above. Splinter pointed up at the Ultra-Technodrome. It's not over yet. Inside the Technodrome, two boom tubes opened. Batgirl shouted they needed to send everyone back to their rightful Earths immediately. Black and white Donnie gathered the team. Normal Raph told the black and white Raph he would never forget him, calling him a hard-ass shell with a good heart underneath. Black and white Raph smiled. Normal Donnie told the Black and White Turtles to bring all of their stuff. Leaving even a molecule behind could cause paradoxes. Black and White Donnie panicked at how much he sounded like his counterpart. Black and White Raph confirmed he did. The Black and White Mikey raised his arms, preparing for his dramatic exit. Normal Batman watched from above, smiling. Black and White Mikey dove into the boom tube shouting, "Cowabunga!" The normal Mikey beamed. "Man, I'm so cool in every universe." Batgirl called for the last one, the other Batman. Normal Batman stepped forward, saying their Batman had the detonator. They could destroy the Crisis Tower once he was gone. The original Batman saluted everyone. "It's been an honor." He stepped through the portal. Normal Batman smiled. Nightwing teased him that smiling wouldn't hurt. Batman clicked the detonator. Explosions tore across the Crisis Tower. Krang screamed in panic, trying to stabilize it with his machine limbs. He swore he could fix the multiverse. He swore he could force the worlds back together. He unleashed searing beams and fired towards Batman and the Turtles. Krang's rays engulfed the heroes and warped them. Batman and the Turtles fused into a towering, grotesque monstrosity. Multiple faces, shells, limbs, and a giant twisted form looming over the battlefield. The Bat family watched in horror. Inside the merged creature, Batman's voice echoed. Krang hadn't weakened them by binding them. He had only strengthened who they were at their core. They knew themselves. They knew their families. Their families made them stronger. The monstrous fusion cracked apart, exploding outward, releasing Batman and the Turtles as individuals once more. Batman stood tall. "Your multiverse will not hold." Krang shrieked in fury. "Kill you! I'll kill you!" Batman held the detonator. "No, Krang, it's over." He pressed it. The entire Technodrome erupted with explosions. Batgirl screamed for everyone to move. The Ultra-Technodrome was about to blow. The heroes dived through the boom tubes. Krang tried to stop it, screaming that this wasn't how it was meant to be. Then the Ultra-Technodrome detonated in a colossal blast, completely destroyed. The heroes watched its destruction with relief. Batgirl shouted that the universes were about to separate. Everyone needed solid footing. Leo hated that they had to part ways so soon. Raph complained they'd only just recovered their real memories. Donnie said now that the universes were split, they might never see each other again. Splinter said Krang at least gave them one gift, a lifetime of memories spent together. Batman said it was an honor to be their brother. Raph called him an honorary turtle, even if your shell is not as tough as it looks. Batman thanked Splinter for everything. As Splinter and the Turtles faded away, Splinter said, "Goodbye, my son. We will never forget you." The Bat family regrouped on a Gotham rooftop. Batman contacted Alfred. Alfred confirmed everything returned to normal. Batman said the whole family would return to the cave to assess the damage, contact the League, and check for Technodrome remnants or anti-monitor armor. Damian groaned. They had just saved 2 universes. Back to serious business already? Batman said no. Work could wait until tomorrow. He had learned how a man should treat his family. Batgirl asked what he meant. Batman said, "Alfred, put in an order for a big stack of pizzas. We're staying in tonight." And that's it. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and comment your favorite moment down below. I'll see you next time on Superhero Explained.